Welcome to Branching Out, an adventurer's guide to identifying plants and trees. Throughout this series, we'll be exploring the diverse range of plants and trees that make up our natural environment. We'll learn how to identify them, what they're used for, and how they contribute to the delicate balance of our ecosystem. In this episode, we'll be focusing on 4 types of cedars. We will be exploring the 4 most common types of cedar trees found in North America: Eastern red cedar, Western red cedar, Northern white cedar, and Atlantic white cedar. You will learn how to identify each tree by its unique characteristics such as leaf shape, bark texture, and cone shape. We will also discuss the natural habitats and uses of each type of cedar tree. This is an Eastern red cedar. Juniperus virginiana can be identified by their distinct physical features. Eastern red cedars are typically small to medium-sized trees, ranging from 20 to 50 feet tall. They have a conical or columnar shape, with a trunk diameter of up to 2 feet. The bark of an Eastern red cedar is reddish-brown and exfoliates in long, thin strips. As the tree ages, the bark becomes more fibrous and peels off in long, narrow strips. The leaves of an Eastern red cedar are needle-like and arranged in opposite pairs. They are dark green and have a slightly prickly texture. The needles are around 1/4 inch long and have a white stripe along the center of the underside. Eastern red cedar trees produce small, bluish-purple cones that are about the size of a berry. The cones are round and fleshy, and they are often mistaken for berries. Eastern red cedar trees are native to eastern North America, including the eastern United States and southeastern Canada. They can be found from Maine to Georgia, west to Missouri, and south to Texas. Eastern red cedars are well adapted to a variety of habitats, including open fields, woodlands, and rocky slopes, and are often found in disturbed areas, such as roadsides and old fields. They also have a high tolerance for drought, salt spray, and poor soils. Western red cedar trees, Fuchsia plicata, can be identified by their distinct physical features. Here are a few characteristics to look for. Western red cedars are tall, large trees ranging from 50 to 230 feet tall. They have a narrow, conical shape with a trunk diameter of up to 13 feet. The bark of a Western red cedar is thick, fibrous, and grayish-brown. The bark has deep grooves and ridges, which gives it a distinctive braided appearance. The leaves of a Western red cedar are scale-like and arranged in opposite pairs. They are green, with a slightly glossy surface, and have a fan-like shape. The leaves are small, around 1/8 inch long, and overlap each other like shingles on a roof. Western red cedar trees produce small, woody cones that are about 1/2 inch long. The cones are light brown and have a slightly oblong shape. They have between 4 and 6 pairs of scales, with a thin, papery wing on each scale. A fun fact about Western red cedar trees is that they have been nicknamed the Tree of Life by indigenous cultures in the Pacific Northwest region of North America. This is because the Western red cedar has been used for centuries by indigenous peoples for a wide variety of purposes, such as building canoes, totem poles, and longhouses. The bark and leaves of the tree have also been used for medicinal purposes, and the wood is highly valued for its durability, strength, and resistance to decay. The Western red cedar continues to be an important cultural and economic resource for many communities in the Pacific Northwest to this day. Here we have the Northern white cedar. Northern white cedar trees, Fuchsia occidentalis, can be identified by their distinct physical features. Here are a few characteristics to look for. Northern white cedars are medium-sized trees, ranging from 30 to 60 feet tall. They have a narrow, conical shape, with a trunk diameter of up to 2 feet. The bark of a northern white cedar is thin, reddish-brown, and fibrous, peeling off in long, narrow strips. The leaves of a northern white cedar are scale-like and arranged in opposite pairs. They are green with a slightly glossy surface and have a fan-like shape. The leaves are very small, around 1/8 inch long, and overlap each other like shingles on a roof. Northern white cedar trees produce small, woody cones that are about 1/2 inch long. The cones are light brown and have a slightly oblong shape. They have between 4 and 8 pairs of scales, with a thin, papery wing on each scale. Northern white cedar trees, Fuchsia occidentalis, are native to eastern North America including Canada and the northeastern United States. They can be found from Newfoundland to Minnesota and south to Tennessee. Northern white cedars grow in a variety of habitats, including swamps, bogs, wetlands, and rocky slopes, and are often found in association with other conifers such as spruce and fir. The tree is well adapted to cold temperatures and can withstand heavy snow and ice. Lastly, we have the Atlantic white cedar. Atlantic white cedar trees, Chamaecyparis thioides, can be identified by their distinct physical features. Here are a few characteristics to look for. Atlantic white cedars are small to medium-sized trees, ranging from 40 to 60 feet tall. They have a narrow conical shape, with a trunk diameter of up to 2 feet. The bark of an Atlantic white cedar is reddish-brown and fibrous, peeling off in thin, narrow strips. The leaves of an Atlantic white cedar are scale-like and arranged in opposite pairs. They are a light green color and have a slightly flattened, fan-like shape. The leaves are very small, around 1/16 inch long, and overlap each other like shingles on a roof. Atlantic white cedar trees produce small, woody cones that are about 1/4 inch long. The cones are light brown and have a round shape. They have between 4 and 8 pairs of scales, with a small pointed tip on each scale. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the world of cedar trees. From the eastern red cedar to the western red cedar, northern white cedar, and Atlantic white cedar, we have explored the unique features of each tree and learned how to identify it. Cedar trees are not only beautiful and diverse, but also have many practical uses, such as in the construction of buildings, furniture, and even pencils. By understanding the characteristics of cedar trees, we can appreciate their value and importance in our natural world. We hope that this video has inspired you to explore and appreciate the wonders of cedar trees in your own backyard or on your next outdoor adventure.